I've been thinking a lot about Fallout lately. Might be because the show is coming out soon, or I'm reminded daily by Bethesda that we're not going to be getting Fallout 5 in our lifetime. Maybe I'm just being nostalgic. Either way, I could talk about what I love about Fallout all night. Or I could talk about things I hated, specifically the guns. More specifically, Fallout 3 guns. This video will be about these Fallout 3 guns that just suck. And what I mean by guns that just suck, it's just the damage sucks, the durability sucks, they're just not fun to use, and they're just, why even have them around? They're not even worth picking up and selling. Now, just a disclaimer, these are all just my opinion. If you like any of these guns, for whatever reason, don't take it personally. So, I know Fallout 3 is an old game, but I just kind of felt like talking about it. The first gun we're going to be talking about is the 32 caliber pistol. This gun just plain sucks. It's awful. Waste of inventory space. The 10mm pistol is just better in every way. And you get it by default. Right out of the womb, you get a 9 damage pistol with 12 rounds. Why on earth, or why in the wasteland, would you want to use this piece of shit? 5 rounds of lead, 6 damage per shot, max. That could be easily used in a far superior weapon, the hunting rifle, which has way more damage, way better range, and once you get all painless, you're gonna wish you had more 32. Don't talk to me about the Buffalo Bill variant from the pit. It's not even worth it. It's also dog shit, and I hate it. And I hate it more because I was never able to get it 12 years ago because the gun has a tendency to clip through the floor, being completely unreachable, and I never forgave it for that. Don't use the 32 caliber pistol. The next gun is another early game gun, and it's just as bad, if not maybe worse in comparison to the 32 caliber pistol, and it's the sawed-off shotgun. Now, stat-wise, it's a pretty hard-hitting gun. It's definitely capable of blowing off a few heads. Only one problem. You gotta stick this 3-inch nightmare down someone's throat to make it worth the 2 shells it craps out. The range is so bad that the enemy thinks you're sniping them from 500 yards away with a BB gun, but you're actually 3 feet behind them. The damage is not worth the terrible position you have to be in just to cut half their health. You have to be right up in their face, popping up both shots just to make it worthwhile. The 2 shots to the face is simply just not worth it. Just go down to Underworld, hire Sharon, take his combat shotgun, or just go to some random ruins, disarm a few shotgun traps, and just level up your repair skill. This is way more worth the effort, especially since you can get the combat shotgun so early. Alright, enough about early game guns. Of course they're bad, at least compared to the late game counterpart. But this next gun is a late game gun, and it might even be DLC. I honestly don't remember. Either way, I'm talking about the Tri-Beam laser rifle. This gun actually isn't a bad gun. It's really powerful, pumping out 3 energy beams at the same time with 1 pull of the trigger. And at medium to close range, it's probably the highest damaging energy weapon in the game. The downside, it takes 3 microfusion cells per shot. And unless you're hoarding munitions or spending hours refreshing Moira's goods, I just don't think it's worth all that ammo. Now, of course, you can get these guns from late game super mutants, and they should have some ammo to keep you maining this blaster. My only argument is that the A321's plasma rifle is just the best energy weapon in the game. Its similar damage output, its more than capable range, and its DPS to munition usage is marginally better than the Tri-Beam. I just think the Tri-Beam is ass. I personally wouldn't use it. I personally think it sucks. And lastly, I feel like a lot of people will disagree with me, but I really did not like this gun. It's not really bad per se. I just think it's really disappointing, at least for me. And it's the minigun. And I'll be first to admit, I was never really a huge fan of the big guns line of weapons. Half the time I would use rocket launchers or Fat Mans with only 25 of my big guns still. But when I did try to utilize the big gun stats, I just found the minigun to be underwhelming. It uses 5mm, which I believe is the only gun in the game that uses that type of ammunition. It just burns through it like an F-150 burns through gas. It does very little damage, but makes up for it with its high damage per second, which still isn't as hard hitting as a well-placed rocket launcher. I feel like if you're running a big guns build, you'd only use the minigun in the metros instead of the rocket launcher, so you don't blow yourself up. It's not very good, it's not that fun to use, and I just think it kind of sucks. But what do you think? Do you think these guns suck, or do I just love the Lincoln repeater too much? What's your favorite weapon in Fallout 3? What gun do you hate in Fallout 3 the most? Let me know in the comments below. Feel free to disagree with me, or if you do think that the devs wasted their time implementing the 32 caliber pistol, we already had a perfectly well functioning 10mm pistol. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll be making more videos like this in the future. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, drop a like. It really lets me know if people like my stuff. And I'll see you guys out in the wasteland for another future Fallout video. See you later.